everybody? We are back. Tankers Fantasy Football here. Gonna hit you up with another mock draft, PPR style. We're gonna do a 10-teamer. I know 12's one of the more popular for some big money leagues, but there's still an awful lot of people out there doing the 10 spots out there. So how we're gonna do it is I'm going number 1 overall here.
I'm gonna go in at the 8 spot, and like he said, a lot of these hometown leagues, a lot of these work leagues are either 8, possibly even 10 teamers. But before we get this draft started, I know we talked about this in the auction video, but not everybody's into auction, and like you can see, we got the Tankers jerseys in, and I know the front's pretty good. Well, let's talk about the back and that sexy boy deluxe. And oh my goodness, we are going to give one of these shirts to each of the league winners. And if you want one of these suckers now, all you got to do, I'm not even making any money off this, people, seriously. It's just cost plus shipping. Yeah, I might even be losing 50 cents or some shit on this deal. But you send me $25 to my PayPal account. That is Worstface. That is WIERSFACE at yahoo.com on PayPal. You send me $25 and we will get you sexy with the Tankers shirt jersey.
Even the Bears got it on.
Oh,
here.
even the Bears
over
got
shoulder pads.
Put it on. The Bears got to wear a triple sexy. I'm into triple sexy. We got medium through triple sexy out there. And if you're quadruple sexy, I don't have any of those on stock, but I can get you a quadruple sexy. No shame. I am almost there.
All right, well, we're talking here. I was number 1 overall. I took Le'Veon Bell. I feel like PPR, he was on pace for 100 catches last year. If he plays 16 games, he will be the number 1 fantasy back. Also, David Johnson off the board. Antonio Brown, number 3, which you've been seeing a consistent pattern now with the possible lingering suspensions from Ezekiel Elliott, who went off at 4. We had a shocker with LaShawn McCoy at 5 and Melvin Gordon. So right now, this guy in the 7th spot is on the clock, and he still is rocking Odell and Julio Jones for options here.
I mean, I'm at the 8.
You are guaranteed one of those 2 guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of hoping that he just picks one of them, so I don't have to choose between them. All right, he did. We got some OBJ off the board. I'm going to go ahead and scoop me up some Julio at 8 overall in a PPR league, which is absolutely delicious. And I mean, I'm going to get probably another very sexy and top tier wide receiver coming back to me.
You're looking at Evans, Jordy, AJ,
or even Michael Thomas. All those guys are still on the board. Oh, Michael Thomas or Mike Evans just went there at 9. We got the guy on the turn. He just took Jordy. And kind of a surprise pick into DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, which would have been 11th overall if you're talking a 12-teamer. And you really don't see DeMarco sneaking up into that first round too often. Lately, he's been to that 13 to 15 range.
And I'm looking at an easy 3 running. I know running backs kind of went early here with McCoy and Gordon going early on in this draft. But I'm looking at least 3 running backs still available that I would take over Murray and Freeman, Howard, and Ajayi. Oh, I got Michael Thomas just went. And I'm going to go ahead, and this is absolutely ridiculous. I got Julio Jones in the 1st. I am going to get me some AJ Green in the 2nd. Get it sexy real quick with some Julio Jones, AJ Green combo in a PPR league. That is unbelievable.
For what, 13th overall here?
Yeah, unbelievable. 8 overall Julio, 13th overall AJ.
All right, Devontae Freeman's off the board.
Now, Hilton just went. And then people just can't get enough of guys not playing football for him. And Rob Gronkowski just went here. I mean, my goodness, he's growing even higher than he is in these 12-teamers. I mean, this is mid-second here. That is just too much. Too much for a guy that probably is not going to play, I mean, maybe probably not even 8, 9 games. I mean, my goodness, who knows with this guy anymore. Amari Cooper. We had a little wide receiver run here, and Amari Cooper, Des Bryant, and Brandon Cooks, and you're on the board, and the running backs are available.
I mean, I was looking at Brandon Cooks here just because I did get Le'Veon Bell number 1. But I'm looking at these running backs, and I don't feel like I can pass on either one of these guys in value. I never, ever do this, but I feel like, there's a first time for everything here. So I'm going to take at the turn Jordan Howard and Jay Ajayi. So I have 3 running backs in Bell, Howard, and Ajayi.
I think there'll be enough decent wide receivers coming back at you at that 4-5 turn that you won't be regretting this too hard.
And especially in a 10-teamer, I'm really not afraid because there is going to be very solid value receivers in these mid-rounds here.
We got a crazy surprise pick right after you and Drew Brees, first quarterback off the board. My goodness.
And I know if you want consistent greatness, that is it. But still, I feel like the Cooks does knock him down a little bit.
Yeah, the guy picked Cooks, and then he picked Drew Brees, so apparently he knows about the situation out there. He must love the Saints and all ex-Saints. He is all in on everything Aints and used to be Aints out there. We got Fournette go. I'm down with that pick. I mean, that's decent value right there. We got Terrell Pryor, who has been creeping up these drafts.
Even in 12-teamers, he's been finding his way not only to the mid-third, but at the beginning of the third.
Sometimes you look at these third-round guys, a lot of them are unsavory. So you start talking about high-ceiling guys like Pryor, and people get about it. We got Rodgers, who should have been the first quarterback. He just went. We got Todd Gurley.
Which I feel like is a good spot where you can kind of start to feel better on him in the mid-third as your RB2. I mean, that's not the worst.
I still don't have the highest of outlook for him, but he is a pretty decent pick right there. We got Doug Baldwin going right before me, and I do need my RB1, and I think about this guy is going to be the bell cow for the Browns, and I do believe in the Crow, and I'm not that in love with him being my RB1, but with guys like Julio Jones and A.J. Green in my wide receiver spots, I think that's going to be okay. I'm probably going to be able to get some decent RB value, running back value in these middle rounds too, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop me up some Crow right now.
All right, then another rookie off. We have McCaffrey here. All right, then Tom Brady's off, as well as Ty Montgomery, which a little early for Ty.
Yeah, a little early.
Ty Montgomery is going above Lamar Miller, above Marshawn Lynch, above Joe Mixon.
A little crazy there for the Ty Montgomery love, especially with guys like Jamal Williams actually been working with the first team out there. We got some Keenan Allen go, something I'm just not really into. I've never really been on the beast mode wagon for, since they've been talking about maybe his carries are kind of going to be down there, but I just can't believe it. This guy came back to play football for a reason. It's not like they're saving him for anything. I guess you could save him for maybe the playoffs, but that's it. It is all systems go. I think this guy's going to be getting every look possible inside the 5. I'm just going to scoop up beast mode in this early 4th and feel pretty good. He's going to go in second round. This
guy was going, early second
3 weeks ago.
So a full 2-round slip. I know this is 10-team, but still, we're talking he's been going consistent mid-third in 12-teamers that we've been looking at here.
Yeah, this is redraft format. I am all in on the beast mode. Lamar Miller just got taken after me. We got Travis Kelce. That is great value on Kelce in the mid-4th. Then we had a big-time wide receiver run here into Demaryius Thomas, Julian Edelman, Hopkins, and Allen Robinson, and now you are on the clock. And are you going to keep this wide receiver train going, or what?
I think I have to. I get the 3 running backs here. I was looking at D-Train or Edelman just to shore up a very nice, safe wide receiver 1 play. But I feel like here's another guy I feel like is safe, and Devontae Adams finishes the 9th PPR wide receiver last year. Aaron Rodgers is still throwing the ball. I feel like he's
very good.
I feel like no matter what, he's going to be a mid-range wide receiver 2 with upside again. As we've seen, he can get up into that wide receiver 1 conversation. And I'm also going to get another wide receiver who I feel like is in the same boat where his ceiling could find him way in the wide receiver 1 category, and that is Tyreek Hill. They're saying they're looking at minimum 75 catches for him here. And I feel like, once again, he had almost double-digit touchdowns last year. I feel like they're going to get him the ball any way possible with Macklin out the door there. There's just no other weapons besides Kelce.
Yeah, he is definitely the most talented player on their offense besides Travis Kelce. Look at this wide receiver run. Just keeps on going here. We got Alshon Jeffrey, then Sammy Watkins, then Calvin Benjamin, Martavis Bryant. Oh my God, even Jarvis Landry just went how many in a row? 11 wide receivers in a row. I don't know if I've ever seen such things. Finally, it's broken. Danny Woodhead broke up the wide receiver madness.
Danny Woodhead is a very sneaky play, especially if he's rocking your RB2 on your roster. Danny Woodhead could easily find himself into the back end RB1 conversation. With the amount of catches he's going to be getting out of that backfield,
I'm about to lock up my wide receiver 3 here, and these guys that have gone before me, I'm looking at them, and we're talking about guys like Sammy Watkins, Kelvin Benjamin, and Martavis Bryant, who all have good, sexy ceilings, but their floors are pretty rock bottom, and I'm going to go out there and get me a very high, very safe wide receiver 3 right here, and Michael Crabtree's going late 5th, and I'm in love with it.
all right, this guy's going doubling down on rookie running backs. He took McCaffrey in the 3rd.
That's a recipe for disaster.
And then he's getting Joe Mixon here in the 5th.
That's
I feel like, once
recipe for
again,
disaster.
I feel like these guys, high ceiling, but their floor is very low.
Bad.
They are talking Joe Mixon looking to get 20 to 25 carries to start the season here.
Jesus,
which
if that happens, that's all in.
Which is what you need to see from a guy in Joe Mixon.
All right, we got 2 wide receivers going the turn, and Fitzgerald and Diggs. Not really in on either of those. We had Golden Tate go. And I mean, I'm looking at this is about value. This is about standard value of where he has been going. But, you know, Crow and Beast Mode aren't the most, like, you know, hands down. These are my sexy boy deluxe. I do feel a little bit worrisome about them. So I'm going to get a guy with a very high ceiling who is getting the goal line work in training camp for the New England Patriots. So I'm going to give me some Mike Gillisley.
If he gets the LeGarrette Blount role, I feel like at worst this guy is high-end, top-shelf RB2 for you.
Oh, yeah. Very
all
sick.
season as well. I mean, this guy, they're going to be winning all year. They are just going to be feeding him the rock late in the 4th quarter, in the second half when they're up.
Oh, baby, it's going to be
milking the
beautiful.
clock. Jordan Howard is off the board.
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed is off the board. I already took Jordan Howard here.
Jordan Reed.
I'm already salivating on my running back.
Dalvin Cook just went. That's pretty high upside pick. I'm down with that. We got some Brandon Marshall, some Carlos Hyde, which that's just gross and unsavory. Greg Olson, you know, tight end, decent high floor tight end, but not really on him when you can get guys like Graham and Rudolph and Eifert like 2 or 3 rounds later. And we got Spencer Ware, and that is just like Carlos Hyde in the unsavory category.
All right, since I got 3 running backs to start, I feel like I'm going to continue my wide receiver trend. So I got Adams and Hill. I'm going to get Jamison Crowder here, who I feel like is legitimately going to catch at least 80 to 90 balls this season, with Garcon out the door, with D-Jax out the door. They're going to be slinging it. And Emmanuel Sanders, who I'm also going to get at the turn here. These receivers, they're not necessarily incredible, but I feel like these 4 guys are all solid wide receiver 2s here.
Oh, this is, I mean, these guys, for you taking those 3 running backs straight to start this draft, you have gotten absolute
Not to mention
value.
Emmanuel Sanders, technically, if we're talking 2 flex PPR, Emmanuel Sanders is the first guy off the bench.
That's ridiculous. Emmanuel Sanders coming off the bench is sexy deluxe. And we just had a bunch of running backs go, and C.J. Anderson, Adrian Peterson with Garrett Blunt, and Balil Powell. We had Willie Snead go here in the 7th. The guy you got on the quarterback with Matt Ryan. That's some decent value for Matt Ryan here in the 7th. And I'm going to stay with the Falcons for my pick, and I'm going to get more running backs. I feel like my 3 wide receivers I've had so far are solid, good, going to be out there producing for me. And my running backs, you know, I just got to find 2, 3 of these guys to be my boys all season. I'm going to get me some high ceiling Tevin Coleman right now.
If we're looking at Coleman, I think I would not even hesitate to draft him over guys like Carlos Hyde, Spencer Ware, CJ, Blunt, Powell, probably even Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, I would easily take him over those 6 or 7 guys, or those 5, 6 guys that I just said.
We got Doug Martin and Mark Ingram just went there, if you're into that kind of thing.
I mean, Mark Ingram has been sliding down boards. So if you're getting in on some like 7th to 8th round Mark Ingram, if he's a guy that you don't have to start right away, he's coming off your bench. I feel like that's not a bad play.
Nah,
I mean, last couple of years, I think he's found himself top 5 or 10 in catches for running backs.
Yeah, if Alvin's there, and they're talking up like Alvin is a Marshall Falk Marshall Falk mold or whatever. I mean, I don't know if that is true. But if they're talking about Marshall Faulk, that means catching footballs. And if Alvin Kamara is eating in to Mark Ingram's playing time, I don't know. I might put Mark Ingram more in the unsavory category. I mean, if Adrian Peterson is going to be out there getting first and second down work, and this Alvin guy is going to be out there majority of the time on third down, I mean, we're just looking for Mark Ingram to give Adrian Peterson a breather? Is like his only playing time, and that is not very good.
All right, then he got his tight end there, Jimmy Graham.
I was thinking about some Jimmy Graham coming up here. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I was kind of thinking about getting me some Jimmy Graham.
And this guy who did draft the 2 rookie running backs, he did just draft his 4th here, so he's got Doug Martin and Perkins as well. But
he's got 4 the worst floors I've ever seen.
I mean, Doug Martin suspended first 3 games, and we saw his floor last year. It is not good. Paul Perkins, I don't think Paul Perkins is necessarily a bad player.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
But I don't feel like the Giants are looking to necessarily have him be a bell cow in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, this is ridiculous. But of those 4 guys, I think his highest floor is Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
And he's a rookie. I mean, that's crazy.
An unproven rookie with off-field issues.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hate on the Doug Martin, so you can't convince me of that bullshit. Christian McCaffrey, I just think J-Stu is not going to go away enough to make this guy your sexy boy. And Paul Perkins, I mean, I'm all right with Paul Perkins being the number 1 running back for the offense, but who was number 1 running back for the offense last year? Going into the season was Rashad Jennings, and I mean, he didn't do jack shit for you. I just think Eli Manning and the Giants are going to be all systems go throwing the football this year. I don't think there's going to be any value whatsoever coming out of their backfield.
All right, who'd you take here?
I got some Cameron Meredith. I know there's a few guys that I was looking at. I just kind of lean toward the Bears here to give me some little Bears love. He's the number 1 wide receiver on a team that's probably looking to be losing a lot of football games.
I feel like he's going to be a target monster.
He could be a solid wide receiver too that I just got in the 8th round. I am down with the reasonable floor and reasonable high ceiling of a Cameron Meredith. Guys kind of stayed on the same boat as me with these number 1 wide receivers for bad teams. He just took Pierre Garçon right after me. We got Derek Carr off the board. Amir Abdullah. We got some Delaney Walker. Got some late 8th Eddie Lacy, and I'm all right with that. I'm okay with Eddie Lacy. If Eddie Lacy can get his shit together, I mean, the late 8th Eddie Lacy could be RB2 deluxe for you. It really could. And we got John Brown off the board. And what are you looking at here? More wide receivers?
I feel
You're
like
crazy.
I took Jeremy Maclin here to start the turn. 5th receiver in a row. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. But we're talking, I mean, Jeremy Maclin, I feel like before last year, I mean, his floor was very nice. And I just don't really see great value here.
I may have considered a tight end over the Mac.
I mean, I do like some of the tight ends available.
Flacco's back scaring the shit out of me.
They're saying it's no big deal, though.
And they say a lot of things.
No
big deal. Maybe that no big deal. Maybe because they want to sell some tickets.
I'm just wreaking value right now.
Yeah, Flacco's fine.
First time in my life I've ever took 6 wide receivers in a row. I took Dante Moncrief. This is a guy who's a touchdown freak if he's on the field. Hopefully Andrew Luck gets it together before the season starts and he's not starting on the PUP list or anything. With that said, I'm looking to go very heavy with some darts in the running back situation through the next few picks here, because 6 wide receivers. I mean, these are all 6 though that very easily are all wide receiver 2 conversation.
I mean, you got 3 running backs before that, so it's not like your running backs are bad. They're great.
They're incredible, really.
Yeah.
I'm talking Bell, Howard, and Ajayi.
You know, I just feel like
I kind of feel like I could wait on.
I feel like you could have thrown one of those last 2 picks towards the tight end, because I don't know if there's going to be one of the decent guys coming back. I mean, there might be, but my God, okay, what we got here? We got some Derrick Henry just went, Russell Wilson, Randall Cobb. We got some old Dusty Frank, and some PPR realm producer Theo Riddick.
That. I'm getting more and more on the Theo Riddick. I mean, this guy did average over 5 catches a game last year. He had 80 receptions the season before.
I mean, if Abdullah sucks, and who says he doesn't? I mean, and the Theo Riddick's playing time, I don't think is going away regardless, but Abdullah keeps that fumbleitis thing kind of going that he had in his rookie season. Theo Riddick actually being on the football field in the red zone. I mean, my goodness, we could be looking at Theo Riddick being a solid PPR RB2 for you. He's got in the 9th round. Got some Eric Decker. And I am on the clock, and this was one of the guys I was looking at when I was looking at Cameron Meredith last round. He's still there. J-Rock's in town with the rock pile, chucking it to him, and we're going to go Devontae Parker here in the 9th round.
And there's even off-field concerns possibly with Landry with his girlfriend.
See.
Is Landry even going to be facing potential suspension here?
I mean, if that happens, Devontae Parker's stock is going to go up.
I feel like Parker's stock's going to go up anyway with the Cutler. I know Cutler's not anything crazy, but still, Cutler loves the mold of these big, athletically freakish wide receivers. He is not afraid to throw an interception.
If anybody's willing to force the ball, it is Jay Cutler, baby. And if that's what you're looking to do, I mean, Jay Cutler don't give two shits or a fuck
about anything.
He don't give two shits or a fuck. You can go out there clanging and banging all day. Go ahead and cut me. I'm going to go work for Fox. All right. He don't give a damn, baby. He's all in.
If they called
ain't no tomorrow for the J to the
Miami
ROC.
called his bluff on the $10 million a year. He didn't even want it. They called the bluff and gave it to him.
Yeah, 10 million. You gotta take the 10 million reasons there, J-Rock, baby. You know it.
All right. Tyler Eifert's off. Tyler Eifert was a guy I was considering at the turn there.
I'm telling you, they're going, baby. We got Jacquizz Rodgers. Oh, another tight end just went in the corn. Martellus Bennett off the board. We got Andrew Luck, and I'm even going to steal a tight end because I see the cliff coming. I'm going to hop on me some reindeer games and some Kyle Rudolph right now. 10th round Kyle Rudolph. Finished second PPR tight end last year. We're talking about 10th round. Give him to me. Ridiculous. Got some Perrine. And this guy didn't get the news because he just drafted Quincy Enunwa out there. He didn't get the memo. We got some D-Jacks.
That is nice. D-Jax is his fourth receiver.
D-Jax was one of those four guys I was looking at. I was talking about Meredith. I was talking about Parker. I was talking about D-Jax and Moncrief when I was talking about those four guys.
All right, Captain Kirk is off the board. Terrence West off. Winston's off, and that's good because I did have dialed in two names here. They both slid to me. Ben Roethlisberger as my quarterback. I feel like tremendous upside, especially if Martavis Bryant's playing. This guy is a top 3 play at worst at home. And, there's always guys you can get later, like an Eli Manning or Rivers, who you can sew up for those away games for his just absolutely putrid splits in the home way. And tight end.
Water ran dry on you, baby.
I'm going to give me some Jack Doyle. It is not sexy whatsoever, but I'm absolutely in love with it. I mean, Dwayne Allen's out the door. Jack Doyle kind of, for a few games, was a possession receiver for him.
You don't want to wait until the water runs dry and
I'll probably throw a nice little dart later on at the tight end position, but, I feel like Jack Doyle has a decent enough floor where, he can get you 8 to 10 points at worst out there for you.
All right, we got a couple of fuckboys taking defense here. Then we got Stafford off the clock. We got some Tyrell Williams off the board. We got some Mariota, and I am still in the market for a quarterback, and I'm looking at it. It's late 11th. I'm going to get me some Cam Newton right now. I mean, late 11th Cam Newton. Every other year.
Every other year.
It's every other year. Either you get him cheap and he blows it up for you, or you pay too much for him and he sucks it for you. And this is the year where you get him cheap and he blows it up for you, and I am all in. I mean, his splits are ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about a guy every other year who finishes either a top 5 quarterback, and then his off year, he's like barely even cracking the top 15. It's ridiculous. These splits are ridiculous, people. All right, and we got some Kareem Hunt off the board. That's a good late round flyer pick. Corey Davis, another rookie flyer pick I'm down with. Some Rivers, solid late quarterback value. Another defense I am up. I'm just going to take a wide receiver who's going to be on the field, going to be getting a decent amount of looks for his football team, Adam Thielen right now. Feeling it.
All right, Marvin Jones is off.
We got some.
Corey Coleman is off.
Oh my goodness. Back-to-back Browns. Duke Johnson's off. Got some J-Stew. And you are looking.
All right.
What are we looking at here?
I haven't touched running back since my first three big-time boys up at the top. I'm going to take CJ Procise. I know it's a small dose, but I feel like his upside is very nice in PPR realms. And I'm going to get a guy we kind of hit on earlier when we were talking about Ty Montgomery, Jamal Williams.
Sexy.
This guy for Green Bay was taking some first-team reps, and look, they said he's much more polished as a pass protector, which means protecting Aaron Rodgers, which means you're probably going to be seeing the field quite a bit.
I mean, if he can see the field for the Green Bay Packers, this value in this 13th round would be great. And we got some Hunter Henry go. And we got some James White. I'm all right with the value on James White. You know, I mean, pass-catching backs for the New England Patriots. I think Deion Lewis is basically an afterthought. I think James White is the guy to own in New England for your PPR back there. We got Rob Kelly go. We got Jordan Matthews, and I'm on the clock. I'm going to scoop me up some high upside rookie running back and some Marlon Mack right now. I'm feeling good about it. Feeling like the gas in Frank Gore's tank is empty. I think they're going to let him get that 600 and some yards. He needs to be like, what, in the top 5 or something all time rushing. I think they're going to try to get him that. But after that, I think they're going to maybe look more toward the Marlon Mack because I just don't know how this guy can't be more spry than Frank Gore.
I love the Marlon Mack, but I feel like he's the guy that I'm targeting, putting an asterisk on every single one of my boards here when I'm going into drafts. I feel like Marlon Mack, for the price that you're getting him at, is just ridiculous. I mean, even in 12-teamers, this guy's going at minimum like a 12th round pick here.
Great
and a guy who I feel like is next to impossible to not push for a starting role this year.
Has to be. My goodness. I know it's hard to call, show Frank Gore the rabbits. He refuses to see the fucking rabbits. But, I think it just, it's got to be time.
34 years. How many 34-year-old running backs have produced at a high level?
I know Frank Gore is like a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame just because how much work and how long he's been able to do it, but my God.
Time has come.
You're almost Jerry Ricing me for the Broncos, bro, and I'm getting mad. Time to call it up, all right? We got some Prescott, some Mike Wallace. All right, we got a couple of dumb picks. I'm back on the clock. I'm going to go another rookie that we talked about earlier, some Alvin Kamara here. Feeling good about that upside in PPR leagues. And we're talking 14th round. I'm throwing darts at rookies.
All right, though, we did have some kicker and defense go here.
Kevin White. Kenny Britt.
Kenny Britt might be the number 1 receiver in Cleveland, they're saying on the depth chart.
He went to Cleveland to die.
They're talking to Osweiler might be starting first preseason game here.
Oh, definite death on the horizon.
I'm going to handcuff my 12th round pick with a
get after it.
With the Thomas Rawls.
I love it.
Not really a handcuff considering CJ Procise is going to get the third down roll, and then Rawls is going to be more split the carries with the Lacy.
I do like the Lacy in the 8th, but if Lacy can't get off the cheeseburgers, you got the other 2 guys, you're going to be getting that action that Cheeseburger Eddie isn't getting.
And Rawls is getting no respect whatsoever.
Oh, all right.
All right, and also at the turn here,
throw a dart.
I'm looking at 2 guys here. I'm looking at either Eli Manning to saddle on my backup quarterback situation or the guy who I just picked here in Evan Ingram. Jack Doyle, like we said, is not a sexy pick whatsoever from the tight end position. And I feel like Evan Ingram can legitimately somehow blow it up as a rookie tight end. And, we could be talking flirting with 8 to 10 touchdowns. I truly believe it.
It could happen. He could be Marcus Colston. When Marcus Colston was in all those Yahoo leagues and was listed as a tight end, he was playing as a wide receiver, and he was winning you money. All right, we got Zach Ertz just go. We got Taylor Gabriel went. We got Forte, 15th round Forte. My God. Eli Manning. I'm on the clock. I'm either looking at DeAndre Washington or I'm looking at another rookie tight end and some Njoku. And if this thing went probably another round, I'd get both of them. I'm just going to go ahead and handcuff the beast mode with DeAndre Washington right now.
All right, Cole Beasley off, and then the last pick, we're talking my Jags D out there.
What?
Let's do it.
All right, people. All right, once again, if you want to get it sexy and you want to show everybody how sexy boy you really are, you can send us $25. $25. I mean, we ain't even making dick off this, people. Cost me 20. It's going to cost me another like 4 to ship, and then I got to pay PayPal. There's 7%. So you send it 25 to WIERSFACE at yahoo.com. That is Weir's face at yahoo.com. We will get you sexy in the mail, baby, with your with the sexy boy. I don't know why I almost said Yahoo. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. We got the sexy boy. If you're in the listener league and you don't want to wait and you just want to get yourself a sexy boy, if you win that listener league, we will make you another Tanker jersey with your number and name of choice on the back.
Crazy talk here. And if you do love a t-shirt, we will hook you up with some koozies. One for you, one for a friend.
Yeah,
show the Tankers love.
Sharing is caring.
Once again, if you liked the video, we greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We will be back soon for you here. Thank you very much for watching.